Hello, how are you doing? We're going to go on to lesson 9, and we're going to talk about another way to add tension. So, one way to increase tension in your story is to start the clock. When there's a time limit to reach your story, it will increase tension. And this is used in many stories, especially action stories. So, those are the ones that usually will say we're going to add a time limit to reach a story goal. So, think about school. A teacher will give you like a due date to complete an assignment. So if you have that due date, then usually you're going to have, of course, more incentive to complete the task or the homework, because if you don't complete your homework, then you're going to fail the assignment or you're going to fail the course. So you end up with all this tension and stress of, oh my gosh, I have to finish all of this by Friday or Thursday or Monday or whatever, or I will fail. So that will increase tension. So when you look at all these other stories, usually, especially with action stories, there's usually always going to be a time limit. But again, it doesn't have to be action. The same way when you have a story about a student that is trying to get there in time for their homework assignment. So either way, a time limit always will increase tension. So, how do you create a time limit in a story? Just in the beginning, make sure you establish how much time is left in the beginning. So, when you want to increase tension, so for example, this girl that's drowning, well, not that they'd have 10 minutes to save her. Suppose you have like a minute to save her, or she's going to die because she doesn't know how to swim. Suppose you're late for an immigration appointment, so you only have 10 minutes to get there. And then you have traffic, and you have all this headache, and it's the worst morning ever, and you'll never get there. Suppose you're like, okay, the wedding is in 3 days and nothing is ready for your family's wedding, and there's so much work that needs to get done before those 3 days. Um, the other thing maybe is a missing child. If a child is missing, like in the woods or outside somewhere, you basically probably have 24 hours to find that missing child at least, because if you don't find them, they're probably going to die. So you have to find them as quickly as possible. It's not like an adult missing children. It's very important that you find them as soon as possible before it gets worse or they get injured or die. So usually when you have any type of ticking time or in a story, the character is not going to reach their goal until the very last second. The reason why this increases tension is because the audience is watching and they're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna fail, they're not gonna get there. You know, like this story, he's never gonna save her, she's gonna die, and it's gonna be too late. But somehow at the very last minute, when everything is wrong and everything is bad, somehow he comes and he saves her. So that is the way that you leave that tension and keep it going until the very end. So okay, so today let's talk about the story type, the healing journey. So a healing journey, you probably have seen it many times, especially if you're a female. If you're a guy, maybe not, I don't know if guys really like these stories. But in general, it's just somebody who's like, you know what, I just want to help myself become better, or I want to help the community. Um, so they want to go to school and they want to do something to help, so they can help others, whether it's medicine, nursing, teaching, even political science, any of those things. It's a healing journey. Suppose they want to rest after a very bad experience that they've had, that they're like, you know what, I just need a break. Um, maybe they're going to go and take a vacation after what happened to them. Maybe they're just trying to be a better person. Or suppose the person's going on a religious journey. They're going to go to the Hajj, they are like, you know, whatever it is, they're trying to help themselves or they're trying to become a better person. Okay. Now, the biggest conflict in this story is actually not necessarily another person. Most of the time, the biggest conflict is self doubt. And that usually comes out of not having any support. Because really, it's easier to accomplish many things when you have support. Um, but when you're just trying to do something by yourself and then nobody supports you, and on even worse, people criticize you because they don't think you should be doing that, or maybe it's more so that they think that since they can't do it, that means that you can't do it either. So all of those things usually are going to create a lot of self-doubt, and it's very difficult for the person to continue. So in this type of story, is usually the biggest problem is really the self-doubt is not so much somebody else. Now, so with the healing journey in the beginning, the hero wants to fix the problem with themselves. The conflict, they don't have any support from family or friends, or, it's a disaster. The next disaster that could happen is suppose they fail, like it's their first try. Usually they're going to fail, of course, because they've never done this before and they don't have any support or mentoring to help them continue. So, of course, they're going to fail their first try. The reaction, they're going to have self doubt. That's normal. The dilemma, either they're going to have to try harder or they're going to have to sacrifice more time, effort, whatever. So in the decision, at the end, they're determined that they're like, you know what, I'm going to get better. I'm going to do this. I don't care. I'm going to try. So healing journey, suppose there's this goal. A Somali man says, you know what, I want to stop eating jad. The conflict, he has zero support from his friends. The disaster, well, he still wants to hang out with his friends, but his friends are still eating jad around him. So, of course, it's going to be hard for him to not participate. So he's going to feel weird that he's not the only one chewing the jad. And he's going to be like, you know what? Either I'm going to keep my friends and I'm going to go ahead and continue eating jad with them, or I'm going to get new ones. So at the end, he's going to have to say, I have to walk away and I'm just going to have to try to find new friends and a new life away from them, which is hard to do, of course. I mean, everybody wants to keep their friends. Okay, so with the healing journey, go ahead and think about your own type of story and write an outline with your 6 steps that happen in 6 weeks, 6 months. Ew, did I have the? Oh, sorry, I guess I picked the wrong slide. But either way, 6 minutes, 6 hours, and 6 weeks. Keep it short. Sorry, my bad. I copied this from last week. But either way, keep it short and sweet. But honestly, when you think about it, maybe it was probably better for me to keep this slide here, because sometimes with the healing journey, or not even sometimes, most of the time, if you're going to commit a healing journey, again, the same way with the last story, the success story, whether you're trying to succeed in something, whether you're trying to heal yourself, fix yourself, there's no such thing as I'm going to heal myself, I'm going to fix myself in a day or a few hours. It's just not possible. Like if you say, you know what, I want to lose weight, it's going to take time. You can't lose weight in one day. Every day you have to go exercise. Suppose you say, I want to gain weight, I want to get muscular or something. Still, it's going to take time. You cannot gain weight or gain muscle in that short amount of time. Um, Whether you say, I want to change my life, I want to become a religious person, I want to become somebody that is, a more studious person, I want to fix my life after whatever disaster happened to you, all of those things. When it comes to a healing journey, even if it's just saying, hey, you know what, I'm stressed out about living in the West, I need to go to Somalia so I can just relax on the beach and rethink where my whole life and start from the very beginning of when I began this journey of just trying to change and become this westernized person. So when you have a healing journey, most of the time, it probably isn't going to be 6 minutes or 6 hours or any of that stuff. It probably won't be. So, but I mean, what I wanted you to think about is really just the beginning of the story. What is the first step of this character? The first moment where they say, you know what, this is my first attempt at trying to heal myself, or my first attempt of trying to fix my life that is messed up. So go ahead and just think about that one and go ahead and either you can write that first step if you like to, or like we did last week, don't write necessarily a short story, but write a 6 paragraph essay for each of these steps. Okay? All right, so either way, so write a short story every week. It's not possible to write 52 bad short stories in a row.